want it, I'ma give it to you G straight. NML beats, I am not a human being. Ballin' like Kareem, sippin' on codeine. I lean with it, rock with it, got coke dreams. Boom, back, boom in the trap. When trap meets house, you get a trap house. Got 2 stacks, throw it at a strip dancer. Big booty hoe, said she from Atlanta.
Major shockwaves sent throughout the Ohio high school sports scene yesterday with news the OHSAA Executive Director Jerry Snodgrass had been voted out by board members. He now is a free agent. Big news for sure, and a big bombshell of an article written today by this man to my left, Jake Furr of the Mansfield News Journal. Fill the people in. What transpired last night? It seemed a little bit late in the day to be getting something that was of that magnitude, a big decision.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think the email came across maybe about 9:30 or so, just with the press release that said, hey, you know, Jerry Snodgrass is out as the executive director, and you know, Bob Goldring is interim director. So, you know, it's just so hard to know what exactly transpired. You know, everybody has these speculations, and there's rumors flying around, and you know, we'll kind of talk about those rumors too. But you know, just a shock, like you said, a shockwave. It was very unexpected. You know, I thought Jerry Snodgrass was doing a very good job out there. So, you know, I don't know what this means for the future of the OHSAA, but I mean, obviously they'll kind of figure things out.
Your article, you certainly took a very strong stance supporting Jerry Snodgrass and the job that he had done during his couple of years on the job. Why is it that you decided to not necessarily defend the OHSAA decision and say that maybe they made a mistake?
I mean, I kind of personally know Jerry Snodgrass. When I was a rookie reporter at the Bucyrus Telegraph-Forum, you know, he kind of took me under his wing a little bit. I reached out to him, and you know, I asked him if I could interview him just for a few stories. I was a rookie reporter. I had no idea what I was doing, so you know, just kind of sent him an email, sent him a message, and you know, he said, of course, like, I'll stop by. And that was before he even was executive director, so he was accessible then. He stopped by the office, actually, at my office in Bucyrus, and sat down with me for about 3 stories, 3 interviews, and you know, just a tremendous guy. We kind of developed a friendship off of that, and you know, we stay in touch all the time. I can shoot him a text, and he'll you know, reply right back. So you know, we kind of have a, you know, a different relationship other than, you know, reporter and interviewee. So you know, I noticed the type of job that he was doing while he was in office, and it was just incredible. And you can kind of see that all over social media right now. I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen so much unity on social media. You know, it's usually a place where there's a lot of division, but there's so many people that are there supporting him right now and sending him, you know, well wishes. And it just kind of speaks to the guy that he was, and how he treated people, and for him to kind of get treated the way he did. And you know, obviously we don't know the exact details because they haven't been out yet, but you know, I can't imagine that there's, you know, a guy of that character. I don't imagine that he deserved what he got.
Always considered very open, accommodating.
Definitely.
Certainly on Twitter, I have seen him answer many, many questions every single day. It seems like he takes on the tough questions too, Jake. That's
Yes.
what I appreciate him the most about him, I should say. Do you feel like less transparency now will be available in the OHSAA as a result of Mr. Snodgrass not being in his position?
100%. We're already seeing it right now. I mean, we see rumors flying around everywhere. You know, people saying different things of why he was let go, or you know, that sort of thing. And we don't have any voice from the OHSA actually coming out and saying things. We have it coming from, outside sources who, they're kind of talking to other people, and he's saying, this guy said this and all that, but it's not like it's not like a Jerry Snodgrass where he would address the question, go right at it, and we would have our answer within 30 minutes, and we're still sitting here waiting for answers, and, I don't know if we're ever going to get them. I don't know if we'll get the truth, honestly. I mean, it's going to be a generic reason of why he let go, and it's going to be very vague, and we're going to be left wondering and speculating, and I think the OHSA is probably okay with that right now. But, a lot of respect was kind of lost, I think, over the, less than 24 hours now. I think there has been a lot of respect lost, and I think it's a big black eye on that organization, and, maybe it's deserved right now because I just don't think that he deserved to be let go, regardless of what reason they were going to give.
Yeah, if you have an opportunity, grab a newspaper right now. Check out Mansfield News Journal. It's a great Jake take on the release of Jerry Snodgrass last night. Let's bring in somebody who's going to be directly affected by that decision. At the very top, we have got Ontario Athletic Director Jeff Fisher joining us now via Zoom. Jeff, when you found out about the decision by OHSAA to cut ties with the top dog there, who has an impeccable reputation, I would say. I have similar stories to Jake, where Jerry Snodgrass didn't know who I was, but the first time that I met him, he gave me his ear. Anytime that I've reached out for anything, he's always been very accommodating to me. What was your initial reaction when you heard that they cut him loose?
Yeah, very surprised, shocked, to say the least. Especially in the moment that we're in, as we're trying to dive through these COVID waves as they come, and it's unlike somebody that's taken on a lot of the weight, if you will, on behalf of Ohio athletes at the high school and middle school level to, just kind of walk away like that. So it does initiate a number of questions as to why and what for, but ultimately, when you get up in the morning, you control what you can control, and the fact that our kids do have access to our campuses and, skill training and compete is something that's, I feel fortunate we can do, instead of the other way around where in other states they're rolling back or quarantining like they were back in March. So no question, Jerry deserves many condemnations as far as his effort, his openness. He's really one of us as a former teacher, coach, athletic director, and he saw that, was willing to dig deep on our behalf. And when your leader, walks away so swiftly, you wonder. But it does create an opportunity to, rally the troops and go forward where all these different, entities are questioning what your foundation's all about.
Tell me about the summer workout conditioning. I understand that you've had a hand in some of the literature that's been used as far as the preparation and how kids are maintaining their safety, if you will, while still getting the training that they need. What have you seen over there at Ontario and maybe with some other schools that you feel like it's working at this point?
At the framework here, we're giving our kids access to campus at the high school level currently, and they're staying safe. Knock on wood, we haven't had a COVID occurrence, and I see our kids try to get back to some semblance of normalcy, which involves getting into a routine as an athlete. We get in the weight room, getting into the gym, getting into our practice fields, and spending an hour or two here, and just getting out of the house. We're still in the off-season mode. We're in early July. August 1st is the startup point for the fall sports engine and practice, and hopefully in the midst of that time, we've been able here this summer, although very unusual to say the least, our kids have gotten integrated into our high school programs.
We heard that Governor Mike DeWine announced today that full contact competition can resume, but when you get to the competitions, they are going to require every athlete, every coach, every trainer to have a COVID test before the competition. Jeff, how attainable do you feel like this is for a high school, given the cost that's associated with it, the time? What do you even know about this at this point?
Well, I'm just learning from the first time from you, preemptive of this conversation here. So as far as the logistics of it all, I'm going to have conversations with our school leadership and our trainer, and just to find out how accessible we can be beyond just the standard physical, which is typically a hoop going into the fall, that we can make it affordable and accessible and legitimate. So, if there's a will, there's a way, and if an individual wants to participate in high school sports, and if that's what the governor mandates, then I feel strongly that we'll try to accommodate that wish.
Coach, is that going to be something that you think would fall on the schools to pay for? Do you think it's going to be maybe a parental decision to get that test done, or fall on the parents or the kids to kind of fund those things?
Boy, I don't know the answer to that. I know I don't have it budgeted for this fiscal year, that's for sure. So, again, as you sit there individually, think about what types of insurances you have or don't have, and whether or not the school can pick up the tab or not. I can't answer that, to be frank. I'm hopeful that it is affordable for a singular family to do it with an appointment with their family practitioner. But in many cases, that's not. So, school districts are going to have to really look inside and try to find unique ways to possibly be able to subsidize this mandate.
Well, putting the testing aside, Jeff, we confirmed today with the president of the Football Coaches Association, like you said, that the engine is supposed to start kicking back up. August 1st is the date. How confident are you that's actually going to take place and that we will have fall sports on time as scheduled?
Listen, I go into each day thinking that's what's going to happen. I don't know how you can plan otherwise, because we don't have sufficient information otherwise. So, how confident am I? Heck, I can't control that. So, we got a plan like we're going to start practice August 1st, and whatever comes before that, we'll be able to make that change and shift and adjust. Just like in the fourth quarter in a close ball game, Coach Balog says we're running a backdoor play, and that's not open. You'll be able to find the guy open and hit the shot to win it. So sometimes drawn out plans need to be amended, and that's what sports and leadership helps to be able to accommodate, where you're going to make plans but have contingencies otherwise. So I'm with you guys here. I'm in favor of us, going forward here, and at the same time, protecting our athletes and participants in this arena. And I hope that the numbers at the hospitalization level, ICU level, and death rate level stay at to be going term, and things can move forward.
Jeff, have you heard anything yet about maybe limiting fans? Is that anything that's in discussion at this point?
That's one of the comments that Jerry Snodgrass 3 weeks ago advised us. He said he was confident that fall sports would take place, but have a contingency plan in the event that capacity levels are limited, borrowing some of the dynamics of county fairs, if you will, and other entities. So we've, in the backside here, looked at our facilities, specifically in football, and tried to map things out, how we can go at 50% or less, and who, what, when, where, in the event that mandate comes to be. But until it isn't in our midst, we're going to plan like we're going to have a full stadium when we play Lex.
All right, yeah, we're certainly looking forward to being out there for OH Report. We will see you for that Thursday night game. We can't wait, Jeff. So hang in there, buddy, and we'll see you Phase 3 when everything gets kicked up August 1st.
Hey, let's hope so. Hey, thanks for the time, guys.
All right, thank you. All right, continue the conversation now with Jake Furr. Something that we have heard, and we feel like we have since debunked this rumor in a way, if you will, but there was the talk about maybe Snodgrass was let go because of a flip-flop They wanted fall sports to be pushed back until spring of 2021 to have a better chance to ensure that they can sell more tickets, generate more revenue. What have you heard about that rumor, and is there any truth to it? At least, have there been discussions that you know of?
I mean, as of today, we're planning on having fall sports in the fall. You know how things can change in 24 hours. So I believe there is a meeting with the Football Coaches Association, I believe tomorrow, where they are going to discuss some things. And then there is a meeting at the OHSA where they're going to discuss a lot of things too. So, you know, that's going to be something we need to keep our eye on, because I mean, at this point in time, there are some things that can change, and you know that very well could happen. But honestly, in my opinion, only my opinion, I don't like the idea. You know, say you do have another outbreak or have another rise, then the baseball, softball, track, those athletes no longer don't even get their season again for the second year in a row.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. But and then, you know, we're looking at football, say it starts in January, ends in, you know, whenever. I mean, you know, it could end in June with the state tournament. And, you know, we could have this point where we're going to turn around 30 days later and start the next season. And basically, you know, kids are going to play an entire year or 2 seasons in like less than 6 months. And that's just not feasible. And then, you know, people are going to say, well, they'll do it on a 2-year cycle. Well, you're still going to run into that situation. So I just don't see it logically happening. But the world is driven by money.
Money talks, baby.
Money talks. The OHSA makes a lot of money off of football, especially during the playoffs. So, I mean, if you're going to run, say there are restrictions in the fall, why not do baseball and softball? Where it's a non-revenue sport, you know, and you're not making that money, and you can run football in the spring where everything's open back up, and then you can make all the money you want. You know, and that's just kind of that's the greedy part of high school sports maybe that needs to be addressed. But I honestly don't see it happening. I don't think it's a good idea. I know it's been talked about in coaching associations. Things been talked about at this point, every scenario. So I don't see it happening, but there are reasons why it would that do not benefit high school athletes, and that's the problem. Where if this does happen, it basically takes these high school athletes and just it has no care at all for their health, their safety, or basically anything that they think.
Ultimately, at the end of the day, though, it's going to be OHSA decision under new leadership. We will see how that, you know, plays out moving forward. Still uncertain if we're going to get a fall sports season, if it's going to start on time, Jake. My gut feeling, though, I think it will. I think it'll go off without a hitch, and we'll see football in the fall as it should be played.
Yeah, as it should be, yeah.
All right, hey, man, thanks so much for your time.
Yeah.
Great article, again, Bombshell by Jake Furr today. If you haven't seen it, check out the Mansfield News Journal. Jake's take on Jerry Snodgrass being let go. We're going to try to hook up here in a few minutes with Joe Roberts, who's a member of the OHSAA. He might have some insight for us, so keep it here on the OH Report when we return.
Summer nights, flashing lights, when the DJ